The crypto market is down bad. Almost every asset is in the red, and investors aren't too hopeful of seeing good days anytime soon. What's really ironic about this crash is that it was actually accelerated by a stablecoin. In other words, a coin which was supposed to be stable ended up destabilizing the market. Stay tuned to find out more about how a stablecoin came to fuel a crypto crash. First up, an algorithmic stabilizer. A crash is nothing new in the crypto market. Believe it or not, it's actually quite common. If you've been in crypto for a while now, you've probably noticed how everything usually comes crashing down after a year or so. What else can we expect from such a volatile market, right? But that's the thing about crypto. It can rise as hard as it crashes. No other asset in the world has this potential to make overnight billionaires. So you're probably wondering, how is this crash any different? It's just a reset and things will turn back to normal in no time. Unfortunately, we don't think that's gonna happen now. The way the market collapsed this time is a horror story. It's extremely alarming. The Terra USD is supposed to be a stablecoin. It's pegged to the US dollar. And stablecoins are important because they allow investors to purchase, withdraw, or borrow assets in the market. But what are investors supposed to do when not even a stablecoin is able to hold its value? Like the word stable is literally in the name. We admit it wasn't just the depegging of Terra USD which fueled the collapse of the market, but it accelerated the crash by a lot. The Terra USD is a real horror story because unlike the USDT or other stablecoins, it is an algorithmic stabilizer. It isn't backed by anything. The only way it's able to hold the $1 peg is by interacting with its sister currency, Terra Luna. So if you sold one Luna, the market would burn that Luna and give you an equal value of Terra USD in return. It's the same the other way around as well. Like if you sold some Terra USD, you'd be burning them to get the same amount of Luna. This is how the algorithmic stabilizer works. It prevents the market from being flooded with too much of Luna or Terra USD. And when demand and supply remain equal, the Terra stablecoin is able to hold its peg. When you think about it, it actually seems really simple and effective, but this is the very mechanism that actually fueled the entire crash. Next, we have the Great Dump. Now, since you're aware of how the Terra network functions, check this. The foundation has certain algorithmic rules in place that execute in case the Terra USD shifts from its peg. And when everyday investors are selling and buying the stablecoin, it doesn't put too much pressure on the mechanism. That is until the Great Dump occurred. Apparently, some shady addresses began dumping the Terra USD in really large quantities, like we're talking millions. And do you remember how the mechanism worked? Each time you sold Terra USD, it would mint an equal amount of the sister currency Luna. Well, all that selling minted a whole lot of Luna, which increased its supply, and the price of Luna started tanking super fast. It was just a downright death spiral. Because when people saw their Luna holdings were losing value really fast, they tried to get out of it. So they started selling their Luna, which in turn increased the supply of the already dropping Terra USD. And the laws of economics state that the higher the supply of an asset, the lower its price. All this eventually caused the Terra USD to break from its original peg, and we think things would have eventually stabilized themselves, provided the algorithmic selling didn't take place. But remember how we told you that Terra Network has rules to prevent things from going sideways? Well, instead of preventing it, it actually just made things worse. The market dumped nearly $2 billion of Bitcoin and Avalanche in the market, which created so much selling pressure on other currencies that almost $200 billion was wiped off the market in a matter of hours. It was just such a scary thing to see as an investor. And what's terrifying about the whole situation is that several people actually committed suicide because they lost all their savings. Just goes to show you how careful you have to be in such a volatile market. You really need to know how all these algorithms and coins work before you start throwing your money away. The developers are also just people trying to make money by offering good technology in return. And just because the technology is good, it doesn't mean your money is safe or something. If you've lost a lot of money during the Great Dump, we'd advise you take things easy. The market will eventually bounce, but you'll need to be very patient. And now for an evil plan. A lot of experts and investors believe that the Great Dump was actually part of some evil plan. Think about it. Why would multiple addresses start dumping hundreds of millions worth of Terra USD at the same time? It's obvious that they did their research and knew how the network works. And to be honest, we also think that the whole event was pre-planned. Something like this is impossible without coordination. And yeah, crashes happen. Whales dump their holdings. But who dumps a stablecoin? You're not making any profit from it. You bought it for $1 and you're selling it for the same. What's the point of dumping it? Doesn't make any sense at all if you ask us. We actually heard that some venture capitalists borrowed a whole lot of Bitcoins from a firm at a really high price, and that they were having trouble paying it back. So it was actually the VCs who planned this whole event in the hopes to crash the market and pay the Bitcoins back at a cheaper price. That's just downright evil. Time for some other related news. Starting with Luna 2.0. The crash hurt investors regardless of what coin they were holding, mainly because every asset experienced a really sharp decline in value. But not all losses are equal. If you're holding Luna, we have some good news and some bad news. Let's come out with the bad news first. Luna's never going to recover. It's dead. Forget about it. And the good news? The Terra Foundation has launched Luna Classic, or in other words, Luna 2.0. The new coin will be airdropped to users already holding the original coin. And to make things fair, investors holding the coin before the attack will get a higher percentage of the airdrop as compared to those holding it post-attack. There will be a total of 1 billion coins available, with 30% of that fixed in a community pool to prevent something similar in the future. Let's see if the Terra Foundation is able to help investors recover their billions. Up next, a smart investment. In times like these, being smart goes a long way, and there's more to a crash than just losses. Think about it this way: literally all of your favorite assets are on sale, and technically speaking, a crash is good for the market every now and then. It lets small-time investors easily enter the market, but if done smartly, it can actually make you some serious money. If you have some money lying around, here are 2 coins you need to get your hands on. The first is Ethereum. The coin is ranked second in terms of market capitalization, but it's trading for only $1,700 these days. When the market is green, Ethereum usually goes for around $4,000. So if you're to buy one right now, it's an easy $2,000 profit. Another coin you should consider buying is Polygon Matic. We like to call this coin the doubler. Whatever you throw into it, it just doubles the value after a couple of months. Right now, Matic is trading for less than $1. There's an easy opportunity to make a lot of profit on each coin if you buy right now. And finally, missing or hiding. Businessman, entrepreneur, and crypto millionaire Alexander Altanbashev has been missing for a few days now after a recent trip to Plovdiv, Bulgaria. His sister reported his disappearance after being unable to establish any form of contact with him and after finding his apartment completely upside down. The police's first guess is that it's a kidnapping, but now there's some speculation that he's actually hiding from clients after the recent crash. See, guys like Alexander borrow money from clients to invest in the market, and when they make money, they just pay the client a little profit plus the principal and keep everything else. Rumor has it that Alexander got so comfortable trading people's money that he actually had numerous clients that would give him money on the regular, but finding his apartment thrashed only indicates that someone is after him because he lost their money. Let's see. This crash has been crazy. That's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? Are stablecoins like Terra USD a red flag in crypto? Do you think that the Great Dump was an evil plan by VCs? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching and see you next time.